Hello there and welcome to the vlog. Today I'm working on a very exciting project. Today I'm shooting some photos for Drive Now, which is a car sharing app here in London. So the idea is you sign into the app and then you can use the app to rent a car at very short notice anywhere in London. Use it for how long you need it, drop it back off in a designated area in London, and then you only get charged for the minutes you use. There's also other packages like day packages and stuff like that. I should point out that I'm not being paid to advertise them on YouTube anyway. But the idea is that they are going to pay me to take some photos for my Instagram and promote them that way. So this video serves more as the behind the scenes about all of that. But I thought it'd be cool to share with you guys anyway, because you can get a bit more insight into what I do and the commercial side of Instagram, not just the passion project, which of course the majority of my Instagram is. 90% of the shots are all passionate and stuff like that. But occasionally I do like the paid project, because who doesn't like money? And also it's a great challenge. Also, I use all the money I make off Instagram, by the way, which a lot of people don't know, to buy equipment. So every single pound I make off my Instagram, by bombarding you guys with adverts, I do reinvest into buying equipment, into taking even better photos. So I think it's kind of cool. I like my approach, and let's go make this happen. So I've got to be honest with you guys, I am a bit nervous to drive again, because it's been about half a year since I drove last, and that was in Norway actually. I did make some vlogs about that, do go check those out on my channel. But yeah, the other thing I'm nervous about is driving in central London, because when I first moved to London I sold my car and haven't really needed one in London, because cycling, walking and tube generally tends to be best, sometimes bus. But the car is generally a big disadvantage if you want to own one. So this is going to be a challenge, but yeah, definitely a challenge I'm willing to embrace, and let's do this. So I hope it goes well. Right now I'm trying to find the car. They've parked it around here somewhere, and then got to unlock it using the app and stuff like that, and hopefully once we got those technical challenges out of the way, hopefully be on the road. So yeah, like I said, owning a car can be a disadvantage in London, but I think that's where Drive Now kind of fills that niche. There are odd occasions where you might just need one for a few hours, go to IKEA, pick some relatives up from the airport, and that's what could come in really useful. And I think that's the idea behind the app. And right now I'm still looking for the car. Actually, that's a lie, I already found it. There it is right there. That's the Drive Now BMW i3, because BMW actually owns Drive Now. And they're providing all the cars and putting them on London streets in specific areas where you can pick them up and drop them off. I've never driven an electric car myself, and I'm really excited to try this out just for that. And then let's jump in here and I'll tell you a bit more about the experience. So busy driving to our first location, which is Royal Albert Hall. And to be honest, driving is a little bit like swimming or riding a bicycle. You really don't forget how it works. Driving in London, however, is something I'm not used to, because it's very narrow and there's a lot of one-way roads, but I just got to pay extra attention. Let's drive to the Royal Albert Hall. I'll tell you a little bit more about the assignment and what I'm exactly looking to photograph today. Completely forgotten how much I love driving. This is awesome, and electric cars are insane. I mean, the acceleration in this BMW i3, despite it being like a compact car, is just amazing. It's like, feels like a race car. When you push the accelerator, it just goes. So this is an awesome car for the city, by the way. And yeah, so stoked that I get to drive this today. How good. So while I'm stuck at the traffic lights, I can quickly tell you a bit about the project. So right now we're in Hyde Park. Look how beautiful those autumn colours are looking. And this is close to Kensington. So the idea is to take some iconic photos of the car in front of Westminster landmarks, because that's a new area they've just expanded into, and that's why it makes sense to put the car in front of a Westminster landmark. So I thought the Royal Albert Hall is good, and that might be a safe bet, because I'm not sure, but I think I can find parking there and then use that as a backdrop. So first, while we still have daylight, I want to get the safe bets out of the way, which is Royal Albert Hall, and afterwards Westminster Abbey, and then afterwards we can get a bit more adventurous and try some different locations, maybe even the London Eye, which is very, very, very difficult to park near. So here we are at the Royal Albert Hall, and actually parking's not allowed right now. You've got all these like police little beacons put up here saying you can't park, but I've got the hazards on. I've kind of just gotten out of the car, keeping an eye on it. I'm just going to snap a few shots. Been using the wide angle lens for this one. I don't know if this is the perfect shot yet, but at least we've got a safe bet to work with, because the Royal Albert Hall is extremely iconic. Look how beautiful that is. and I love these red brick roads, using that as a bit of a foreground element, and of course the main subject is the car. So 18mm prime lens, did a good job, and yeah, let's go take a look at some of these photos. Look at this bitching flare coming through right there, how crazy. So right now I want to try a few more locations, maybe try something a little bit more risky around this area, because I saw a few good angles just on the other side of the Royal Albert Hall. So I'm going to move the car, see if we can circumnavigate. Guys, I just got the absolute money shot. It's right in front of the Royal Albert Hall, with the stairs leading up all the way behind it. That's just the perfect money shot. Perfect view of the Royal Albert Hall in the background, and the perfect backdrop. And then I got the car there in the front. And oof, I think this is the one. So I hope this is the one. I definitely got a good Instagram worthy shot, and I'm happy to post it. And that takes a lot of pressure off. Actually, why don't you just take a look at the shot first? Here it is. So yeah, it takes a lot of pressure off, because now that I've got a money shot in the bag already, I can spend the rest of my rental time, which is I've got another like 3 hours or so, just to cruise around the streets of London, and I'm sure there's another good shot that we can bag along the way. So like I said, Westminster Abbey would be the next stop, because it's also a very safe bet, and there's a great little side street there where I can take another shot. So let's head over there.
So we're meant to be in there at 4:40.
Quick update on the situation. Today's Armistice Day, which is where the UK celebrates all the fallen soldiers as well as all the veterans and so on. And because of that, the entire Westminster's on lockdown, which is a big problem when you're trying to photograph iconic Westminster landmarks, right? So try to approach Westminster Abbey, because there's a beautiful side street where you can get a nice shot of a car with the Westminster Abbey in the background, and usually you can get parking there. But in order to get parking there, you actually need to be able to get onto the road, so that was impossible today. And I'm going to try some alternative methods, but we're stuck in a lot of traffic right now. Now, yeah, I'm going to try something else. Maybe see if we can get a photo close to, or near the London Eye at least, with that in the background. That could be pretty awesome as well. Very difficult. Very, very difficult. But anyway, just enjoying the ride, and because I don't get to drive very often, so just doing a random little road trip, and stuck in a lot of traffic because of all the roadblocks. But just let's go with the flow, and I'm sure there'll be another photo somewhere along the line. Do you see all these roadblocks? That's making my life hell right now. So all these beautiful streets lead to Westminster, but this is just complete no-go. There's the cops not having any of it. But do take a look at this beauty over there. London Eye, baby. There she is. So on a detour at the moment, I'm going to try go around the back and maybe end up back at the London Eye somehow and get some good shots over there. Fingers crossed, I think we can do this. So we've driven all the way around, and we're actually on Waterloo Bridge now. And check this. This is a beautiful view. Just if you look to the left out of your car, oh, that's just sun flare. But back there, you can't see it, but the London Eye is back there somewhere. So here's the car, and I have made it to the London Eye at last, but it is pretty obstructed, I'm not gonna lie, because these trees are kind of killing the view. I tried to take a look from the other side of the road, but I'm not really feeling it. I'm gonna see if I can bring the car a little bit further down the road and line the car up better for London Eye, and hopefully we'll be onto a good shot. Look at this golden hour coming through as well now, looking pretty beautiful as well. So maybe we can work that in and see if we can walk away for a shot. I'm a little bit skeptical at the moment, but definitely worth trying. Moved a little bit further down the road. London Eye is back here behind these telephone boxes. It's looking a lot better. It's just really difficult to line both the car, the telephone boxes, and back there the London Eye. So it's a bit of a challenge, but working on it. Been parking the car back and forth a few times, and hopefully we can get a good shot. So right now I'm not looking too good yet, but I'm still working on it. So I've been fiddling around, and there's two shots that, yeah, it's the best I could do. I'll show those to you guys. The one was with the 35mm lens, and the problem with this shot is that the trees do cover the London Eye too much, but otherwise I like the compression of the shot. So I rearranged the car and tried another shot, and this time around I used the 18mm wide angle lens, but even that wasn't wide enough, which means I had to shoot a panorama with this. I had to stitch two photos together, and the problem with that shot was that because the wider of an angle you go, in this case 18mm panorama, so it's even wider, the less compression you have in your shot, and the smaller the London Eye will appear in the background, which kind of defeats the purpose of having that iconic London landmark. So I'm going to call it a day on the London Eye. It was definitely worth trying, and I'm glad I came here and parked up the car and tried a few angles, but I think it's time to try something new. I see a lot of these cops are actually just leaving, so maybe they've relaxed the roadblocks a little bit, and we might just be able to get that Westminster Abbey shot, because they did say they would clear them up in the afternoon because the celebrations were all in the morning, and it's pretty late afternoon now, so fingers crossed we can finally get that Westminster Abbey shot that I had in mind as my first choice all along. So I can see the roadblocks ahead of me are still very much in full effect, and I guess there's just no winning today. I don't know where that leaves us and what we can really still do. A little bit at a loss for words now. Sunset at Big Ben was looking beautiful though. Did you guys see that? Woo! I do miss those days before they put up the scaffolding where I could just get all those beautiful London shots. Extremely iconic. There is no single better location in London to photograph a sunset than Big Ben. And that was just a little bit of a blast from the past, but I cannot wait for them to remove that scaffolding and to get back to taking those beautiful shots. I hope we can get another beautiful shot of this car right now though, because it is a real struggle. I mean, roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, and all the iconic locations, which, remind you, is the brief that I'm supposed to be shooting, iconic locations of Westminster, are completely blocked off. Just gonna keep driving, I don't know, let's keep looking. It's turning night, and with the Christmas lights actually being on Oxford Street already, just gonna drive up and down the streets. If we don't photograph the car, at least show you the Oxford Street Christmas lights on this random little tour of London, because we've been going to some crazy locations, just driving around town, taking it all in, and I don't think the tour would be complete without looking at the Christmas lights on Regent. No? Third try. Christmas lights on Oxford Street. That's what's up. Let's go do this. This is New Bond Street actually, and they also have beautiful Christmas lights, so there might be chances of parking the car here actually, which would be a plus. So that's kind of the situation right now, driving around and keeping an eye out for parking spots. Hope we're onto something, because yeah, these Christmas lights look cool. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Are you a big fan of Christmas in general, or especially in London with all these Christmas lights? It's definitely my favorite time of year, and it's my favorite time to photograph because the city just looks stunning, a lot of lights, a lot of glitter. Not that I'm into glitter, I just think, yeah, it's a special time of year, and London looks the most beautiful during Christmas time for sure. So with that being said, there's a lot of beautiful cars here as well, Porsches and Lamborghinis. The i3 BMW is not quite up to that standard, but I think we deserve a parking spot nonetheless. Let's go try find one. Okay, so here we are on Bond Street, of course. There's all the Christmas lights. There's a tripod because it's quite low light conditions, because we're in the middle of the blue hour, turning into night, and that's why with the low light conditions it's great to have the tripod. Just keep your ISO very low and go with longer shutter speeds. I'm using 3.5 seconds at the moment, and I wanted to use f11 to keep a deep depth of field, which means I can keep all the Christmas lights back here in focus, as well as the car where I've set the focus to. And using the 85mm prime lens right now, which is a telephoto lens, it gives you a lot of compression, which means that because it's quite zoomed in, I can make the subject, the car, stand right in front of all the lights behind it. So instead of it all being very stretched out, it's a lot more compressed and a lot more cramped, and gives it a lot more busier of a feel of all the background being squashed so much onto the foreground. That's compression in a nutshell, but you decide for yourself if you like the shot. Here it is. Okay, back in the car now, and what did you guys think of that Christmas light shot? Let me know in the comments below. I personally think it's not my greatest shot ever, but I might include that in the Instagram post in the end. That I have to post for the client, because I might just put like a series of photos, and that could be one of them. So that could be a great idea, just to give them a little bit more, because when you're doing work for clients, paid work especially, I'd always recommend obviously fulfill all the basic requirements, but then go a little bit more beyond the call of duty, more than what they asked for, because that's how you make your clients happy in the end, and that's what will make them keen to come work work together with you again, because they're like, hey, Philip delivers when we ask him to do something, and he's proactive and goes the extra mile, and that's exactly what we're all about. So it's definitely helped me win some clients in the past, and definitely an attitude I want to try keep with paid work every time I do it. So another example of that is portrait shoots. I typically book my portrait sessions for 2 hours, but then I try to let those overrun by 20 minutes or so, just to say, hey, did a little bit extra because I really wanted you to have photos that you're ultimately happy with, and that's the end result, right? And that's what you got to accomplish, not just the minimum contractual requirements, right? So now driving through Mayfair right now, and gonna see if we can find another cool location. I doubt we will, but since I promised you guys Oxford Street Christmas lights, we are gonna have to drive down the Oxford Street for sure, and I'll show you that in its full splendor. So, what did you think of those Christmas lights? I hope I didn't overhype them too much, but I do think they're pretty awesome. Now, it's nighttime, and I think I've kind of got all the shots I wanted to get. I don't think I'm going to get anything better in these lighting conditions. Plus, I've got enough good shots to create a good Instagram post already. So I think it's time to end this vlog. And I hope you enjoyed this random road trip today. Went across town, tried a whole bunch of different crazy stuff. It was a pity about the roadblocks, actually. There was quite a challenge to overcome, and really frustrating, actually, when you set yourself out to photograph some certain things and you just can't accomplish it. But I think we improvised well and got some great shots in the end. So hope you enjoyed this journey, and I hope to catch you on another crazy adventure sometime soon. If you're keen for something like that, I'd recommend you hit that subscribe button below and you won't miss out on future adventures. Also, I'm keen to grow this community further with you guys, so I'd really appreciate your help. If you could drop a thumbs up button below, and also let me know your thoughts on the video in the comments below, because that helps this channel grow, because this video will get seen by a lot more people. Anyway, that's all for me. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Good night.